What is up, super fam and bro Vengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, aka Vane Sensei, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. That is right, everything pop culture and more. And today we are going to be checking out the official. Oh, my bad. Hold on. And today we are going to be checking out the official, not the official trailer. We're going to be checking out season 1 of X-Men 97, and this is episode 4 that we are going to be getting into tonight. And this is our first time also multi-streaming, I guess you can say, on Instagram. So we are also live on Instagram right now, as well as YouTube, getting ready for this watch party. If you guys here on YouTube are in here, then I appreciate you. And if you're on Instagram, I appreciate you tuning in over there. We will be doing this multi-streaming thing on a lot more platforms going forward. So we're going to just be starting it off with YouTube and Instagram, and then I will be doing YouTube shorts periodically throughout the week as well. And then, yeah, so we're just going to be getting it popping. So if anybody here on YouTube is also following us on Instagram, I would highly appreciate it if you could go over there to the Instagram and see if it is looking as good as it's looking over here, because I know it's looking good over here. But I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. If you guys haven't already, make sure you follow us on all social media at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can also follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking in at that particular time. And of course, don't forget to check out that weekly podcast wherever you get your podcast out. Tomorrow we will be having episode 1 of that Wheel of Time from Watcher to Reader series going out on the podcast stuff. So make sure you guys go and hop on there. All right. Man, it's been a good day for me. I am a little late, but not really. I was trying to get all this stuff situated with the Instagram stream. Like I said, it's my first time even trying to do this Instagram stream thing as well, and I think it's going pretty smoothly. If you do, ask me if you do. Let me see. Okay, I see some stuff is a little bit. There we go. Bam. All right. Let's go. That's right, Mike BZ. Let's go. I'm pumped. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I hope everyone is pumped, hyped, and excited as I am, because man, it's about to be a good day today. Last week's episode was insane, bro. It was actually insane. I meant to post my TikTok about it, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna have to post 2 tomorrow, one for episode 3 and one for episode 4, just so I can make sure the linear fashion is going on there. But man, I just was not ready at all for what we were for what we got last week with this show. Last week's episode was a like grotesque masterpiece, to be completely honest. If you were here during the watch party, you know that I was like, bro, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? For a minute there, I was just not prepared at all. I didn't know what we were getting in for, and it was interesting to say the very least. Yo, but I love the horror aspects, that they just aren't even scared. I love that they're not scared to go to those places in this show, even though it is a quote unquote kids show. You know what I mean? Like, even though it is that, it doesn't stop them from going though that extra mile, going that extra distance to really let us know, like, bro, this is a kid show, but this isn't your normal kid show. Like, this is not your typical, thing that you're going to be watching all the time. This isn't the typical show you would watch with your kid. You gotta, if your kid isn't used to having that really good narrative, that really good story, then they're not going to be used to this. Straight up. Because they are going, they're hitting hard and heavy, no Diddy, right off the back. Like, they did that, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everything that they have done so far with this season. I think it's going to be a fantastic season. I think we're already in a good spot right now, and I think we're just going to continue to get in an even better spot as we go along. Especially since we are just starting out, right? We are literally, I think today is the halfway point, if I'm not mistaken, If anybody can fact check me on that, I believe that there is 8 episodes in this season. I think that's it. There might be more, but for some reason I just think there's 8 episodes in this season. So with 8 episodes being in this season, you know what that means? That means we're about to hit that halfway mark today. And for some reason, it doesn't feel like that yet. Not only have these 30-minute episodes been feeling quite longer than 30 minutes, but they have also been giving us a lot of insight into, not even insight. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened just now. My brain kind of just went. But not only have these 30-minute episodes been feeling longer than 30 minutes, but they also are like not feeling like it's been a week apart, right? It feels like I've been waiting 2 weeks for this episode to come out so far, and it's been actually insane. But with all that being said, I'm gonna stop the yapping so we can start the watching. Episode 4, we are about to get into it. I am so excited. It is called Motendo Life Death Part 1, and it's 30 minutes. Yo, we're about to get into this episode right now. If you guys don't know, we cannot show the entirety of this episode from start to finish, but what we can do is have it pop up here and there just like that, and then it'll go away after a little while as well, so we can kind of get in there like swimwear and make sure we're all on the same page. And we'll also have those subtitles on the bottom for anybody on YouTube, so you can tune in there. If you're on IG, you already heard what I said. All right. We are going to get into it, and then on 3, we will press play so we can experience this episode. I am so hyped and I am so ready. Make sure you guys get your bowl of cereal. I got me a little bit of Lucky Charms right here, but if you don't have any cereal to eat on this Saturday mornings, on this surrogate Saturday morning that we're pretending it is, then I got just the thing for you.
Hi, my name is Dominique Pruitt, and I started Don's Bon Gourmet Popcorn LLC in the summer of 2021 to introduce delicious and unique flavored popcorn not found anywhere else in the world. Why, you ask? Because I make it in my home with love, just for you. We offer over 10 flavors and are continuously creating new flavors that can be customized to any color or taste for your next event, party, or fundraiser. So go find yourself to our website and find a bombastic flavor of popcorn at donsbombgourmetpopcorn.com, or you can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Don's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn.
That is right. Make sure you get you some Dom's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn, where the popcorn is always Dom Gourmet, and of course it's made by Dom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into it. Without further ado, we will be pressing play together. So on 3, let's press play so we can experience episode 4 of X-Men 97. This episode is titled Motendo Life Death. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. On 3. Whoops, I pressed it too quick. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. I love this new Disney Plus intro, by the way. Oh, that's right. We also had that dope ass intro last week being different. Bruh. Why'd they do her like that? And here we go with the badass intro. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Bruh. Bruh. Oh yeah. We're cooking. Perfect. To me, my X-Men. Part 1. Uh-huh. Forge in the intro? I didn't even see that. I was jamming too hard. Oh snap. Hey. Oh snap. Motendo is crazy. Nah, is bro fixing his hair? Die Muty is crazy. Die Muty is insane. No cap, that's crazy work. Oh, we're going full blown Matrix up in here? Okay, I'm with it. Yo, straight season 1 flashback. Hot Topic Stalker is crazy. Hmm. Oh, yo, my boy Mojo lost some weight. Oh, dieting. Yeah, bro, been straight dieting like a motherfucker. That's why I made the pivot. Okay. So this is they're gonna, of course, I think this is gonna be like the quote unquote filler episode, but they're going to give us basically the ability to see all those moments from the past show, but in this new animation style. And I'm down for that. Damn. No. Yo. Yo, this is actually fire. Yo, this is awesome. What? Yo! Nice. I am digging this so much, yo. Damn. Should have kept your mouth shut. Oh shit, did he die? Oh snap. Magneto G. Wasted. Deadass. Oh. Nah. Yo. Spiral! Yeah, bro. They're dropping everything in this right now. It's going so hard. Like, hmm. Shout out to More for real. We've seen a couple mutants this episode that he's turned into already. That's a fact. I agree with that. Big shout out to Morph. Definitely was dropping was foreshadowing cameos. Wait, what? Yo, is that's her? Oldly? Jubilold? Joel DeLee. There it is. Joel DeLee is the one. I'm asking if it's Jubilee. Her name big as hell on the earrings. Say Jubilee. I'm slow. Oh. Jubilee and Joel DeLee versus Mojo. Old woman Jubes? Nah, you're midis for that one. Whoa! Hold on. Joel DeLee is cooking. Oh, my boy Sunspot. Destructo Disc! Oh. Bruh. Wow. Cooking. Ayo. I didn't know it was gonna happen for real, but Life Death Part 1. Wait, did we just get a two-part episode? Wait a minute, did they just give us they Phineas and Ferb this? Hmm. Yeah, I thought the life death thing was going to be Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was like a double entendre or something. But I understand now. She was about to eat off the Hmm. Yo. Oh, damn. Damn. Damn, my boy Forge. Damn. Damn. Man is spitting ism. Damn. He was trying to come through with the Riz, but she wanted nothing to do with it. What the fuck happened just now? What the fuck is going on? Oh! Bruh. Bruh. Holy wow, bro. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. Yet another W episode in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a W episode. Yo, we got to have so much fun in this episode and also circle it all back around to that seriousness again. You know what I mean? Like, this is the perfect amount of fun and drama mixed together. I don't even know how it's possible for this cartoon that has 30 minutes to be so deep and have so much depth. No Diddy. It's just insane how they're really doing this, man. And I am having such a good time with the show. And let me know if you guys are having a good time with the show as well. One's in the chat if you're excited about episode 1. Two's in the chat if you're not. Three's in the chat if you don't know how to feel just yet. One in the chat if you liked episode 4. 2 in the chat if you didn't. 3 in the chat if you're not sure how to feel. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I know me personally, that was 100% a 1. That was 100. Wait, that was 100 ones, my guy, because that was so good. They did such a great job with everything just now. Like everything was done very well, executed almost to perfection. Like Can I just vote to have this type of filler episode from here on out from anything that we get that's Marvel? Like, give us a two-part episode where the first part is the filler, and then we get that 10 to 15 minutes at the end that just builds up the next episode that will then be the next episode. You know what I mean? Like, bro, that was an amazing way to give us Jubilee and Sun Dude, and then also give us all the other stuff that we wanted with Storm, and not have to kind of do the back and forth thing. I don't know if you guys know, but I cannot stand when we do the constant cut back and forth from like one thing to another thing, or like if you're in a fight and then you cut from this fight to this conflict over there. I'm just not a fan of that type of vibe. But in this, I love how they did it. Give us the whole first part of just that, and then separate it from the following thing. Yo, I love Storm in this so much. It's so sad that she doesn't have her powers, but the narrative that they are able to build around that and around her not having her powers is, it's just grand, yo. It's really magnificent, the things that they're doing with that. And to see her reach for the wind and it not reach back. And you can kind of feel that she's left hanging, like you can feel that through the pain in her voice, through the pain that is shown through the show. Just super capitalizing on so many different aspects at one time, and I can't appreciate it more. Like, I really can't appreciate this show more. And like, starting at the start of the episode, I was like, all right, we're gonna have a filler episode, that's okay. And then it was like, even when we were doing the Jubilee thing, even that got progressively awesome as we continued to watch it. Like Mike Beasley had pointed out, we continued to see a whole bunch of excuse me, we continue to see all the cameos that we have seen from Morph throughout the season so far, in the different episodes. He like, that's been a lot of foreshadowing to what's going to be going on, or at least to what cameos we could possibly see, and we've seen some of them come to fruition, and that is another thing that's super awesome. Motendo is obviously a nice play on words of Nintendo and then Mojo. So I freaking I'm fine with all of that, and I am locked in with it as well. I am really excited to see where Mojo may go, because I know like Mojo has popped up throughout the different seasons periodically, and I'm hoping that we can get almost, I don't know, a little bit more of that consolidated in X-Men Battle World type of vibe again, somehow, some way. I don't know how. But man, freaking awesome just to see all the little cameos and all the Easter eggs that we got there, all the way down to X Factor. I think even Mike Beasley had brought that up. Yeah, there was a freaking X Factor cameo in there. Like, what? Legit, they were going way too hard for no reason. Like, I don't think they had any reason to be going as hard as they are going in this. And then, yeah, to just find out that it's all Forge's fault. He built the weapons. Not only did he build the weapons, but now he's trying to redeem himself and help her out. I'm not gonna lie. Forge did have some riz. He had the rism going on. He had slight riz, no reaction. But she had no reaction. She was like, bruh, you made a fool out of me. And he was like, ah, man, I was not trying to. I was not trying to, but I'm just excited. This show just continues to make me so excited about what could possibly happen with the future. What's going on? With the future of it, bro. Like, we literally never know what we're in store for until it's happening. And then we're like, oh my goodness, what just happened? And then we have to like almost check ourselves and make sure that we're not, passing out. Man, this comic playing out on screen is peak, bro. That's it. That's always when it's the best. You know what I'm saying? That's always when it's the best, when you're able to have that comic play out on screen quite literally. I think in some of those other episodes, it's been fairly close to how a lot of the comic stuff is run, but I feel like this episode is in like this episode, in certain parts of this episode, it was just super nostalgic in that way. Even like the video game with the Sega and then playing, you know, the X-Men basically playing Marvel versus Capcom and all that stuff. It was just super raw and nostalgic. Just And it's her voice too. What an episode, and that was just part one. Yeah, I dig that for sure. Yo, what's up with the Cloudmaster? How you doing? I hope you're having a good day today. This was a fun episode. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, Cloudmaster. It was definitely a fun episode. A super fun episode. I'm happy I got to have my bowl of cereal with it because at that beginning of the episode felt like it was Saturday morning. I can't lie. It felt like it was Saturday morning, and then I was watching WB. Like that's how that beginning felt. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it was awesome. Super here for all of that. Um, Big ones in the chat. It was very dope. Love the first half to all the callback to the video games. Really wish they could have shown the X-Men versus game. That would be dope, but I take it. But I'll take it. Yeah, I'll definitely take what we got just now. It was freaking amazing. Who was that at the end attacking Storm? Was it Sauron? No. That was I feel like they said their name because I'm off the top of the brain. I'm not sure. Mike Beasley, I know you know who it is. Who was that at the who was that attacking Storm? Just got done the adversary. There you go. Just got done watching episode 4. It's another good episode. Not as crazy as the other episodes. Wait, where's the rest of this message, G? What's happening here? What's going on? There we go. It's my bad. I don't know what happened. 1280. Boom. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I see. My bad. It's because of the Instagram. By the way, I am live on Instagram with this too. So if any of you guys, follow us on IG, please go on over there and let me know how it's looking. Give us some love. Drop some hearts. The adversary. Yes, he might be easy. I knew you would know. So, do I have my big book of Marvel? My big book of Marvel should be somewhere nearby, but it's not. Oh, yes, it is. 1 second. Let me grab the big book of Marvel. Now, I don't know if the adversary is going to be in here. Jesus. But let's hope. Let's see. Oh, yep. Adversary's in here. All right, let's get it. Oops. One more page. Adversary. This is what adversary looks like in the comics. That's not him. That's not him. There he is. Boom. That's what adversary looks like in the comics. Or at least in the comic he was introduced in. Adversary's first appearance was in Uncanny X-Men 188 on December 1984. He has his real name is unknown. His alias is Nazi or Naze, the Great Trickster. His occupation is an ancient deity. He has the special power to assume any form he desires. And is weak to magic. but not to most forms of physical force. But he is vulnerable to iron, steel, and adamantium. So he kind of has like some. I don't want to say witchcraft vibes, but he does kind of have like some ghost vibes going on. Because if you know about ghost stuff, you know what I mean. Um, Ghosts are usually vulnerable to iron, to like pure iron and pure steel. Basically, the raw metals is what they're, the raw metals is what they're really impervious to. All right, let's see. The Cheyenne believe that the adversary is a demonic god that toys with the fate of the universe, heedless of the deaths he causes. Forge was trained to be a shaman and combat him. After his teacher, Naze or Naze, was murdered and replaced by the adversary, Forge joined in an attempt to stop the monster. Oh, Forge joined the X-Men in an attempt to stop the monster. The adversary is imprisoned by mystical spells, but may one day escape confinement. Ooh. I like that. I like that. And then he popped up in a couple other places as well. Let me go back to the glossary and see what it said. Let's go to A. Adversary. 139 and 361. Remember those pages. Page 139 and the other one is 361. So let's go to 139 first. I don't know who he has to do with on page 139. Oh, maybe he's in Forge's backstory. Oh, yep. Yep, Forge. All right. I mean, it makes sense. Forge was in the episode, so why not talk about him? Wait, where's he at? Boom. Forge. All right. Let's talk about Forge. Also unknown what his real name is. Uh his occupation is an inventor and he's a former soldier. And his first appearance was in X-Men 184 in 1984. Wow. Uh he has his mutant ability gives superhuman talent for inventing mechanical devices. While even the greatest inventors must work out the principles and designs of their inventions, the ideas for Forge's inventions spring fully formed from his mutant mind. That's freaking awesome, actually. The Native American who became known as Forge was not only trained in mystic arts by Naze, a shaman in his Cheyenne tribe, but was also a mutant with the ability to invent highly sophisticated mechanical devices. Forge lost a leg and a hand during the Vietnam War and designed mechanical limbs to replace them. When industrialist Anthony Stark, aka Iron Man, stopped making advanced weaponry for the federal government, the U.S. Defense Department began buying new weaponry designs from Forge. During that time, he created a device that could detect hidden aliens and one that neutralized mutant powers. Forge later joined the X-Men, subsequently worked with X Factor, and had a relationship with none other than Stormy. After being shot, after being shot by Bishop, who was hunting Hope Summers, Forge went insane and was barely stopped before he allowed an interdimensional invasion on Earth. He has since fought alongside Cable and continues to have close ties with X-Men and Storm. Yo, that's crazy. I don't remember what the other page was. It was like three something. Did you guys remember it? Did you guys remember the page? Did that say anything about the adversary? It was three something. 360. Was it 316? No. 316 is Secret Wars. It might not be important. Adversary. 361. 316. That's my dyslexia right there. 362. 361. Oh, it's just about Storm. 361 is a full page on Storm. Yeah, we don't need to go into too deeper. 161, 131, maybe 161, 361. Yeah, it was crazy. When I first saw that owl in that last shot, it made me think that it might be the Shadow King playing tricks. Oh, okay. It could. I feel what you're saying. That is very possible, especially because we was just dealing with the Shadow King not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? I could feel that. I could feel that. I think it is the adversary though. You know, bruh can change his appearance and do all that stuff, and he's definitely trying to mess with Storm because she can't. You know, she has no contact with the wind and all that. So bruh is definitely just being a menace. He's like, oh, bro, let me, this is a perfect time to cause you some havoc. I mean, it is, you know, to be honest, but bad guy. Bad guy does bad things. Built to last, 4 strong. Yo, that episode was a banger. All right, let me know out of 10, what would you guys rate that episode in the chat? Let me know. So 1 out of 10, what would you guys rate episode 4 of X-Men 97? Drop your number in the chat. 1 out of 10, what would you rate this episode out of 10? Let me know in the chat. I think for me, I would have to say this episode is like a solid, like it's a high 8. Like I think it's almost a 9, but I mean, I guess it could be a 9. It can be a 9 because it did go crazy with like the fan service and like the cameos and all that type of stuff, but you know, I need a little bit more than just cameos and fan service sometimes, and I feel like the narrative in these episodes has been insane up until this one, and then the narrative towards the end was like going crazy again. So I think I'd have to give this one like a high 8.7. You know what I mean? A high 8.7. 8.7777. You know what I mean? Like that's how I kind of feel about it. This was a really good episode. I had a lot of fun with it, but I don't think I can give it a 9 just because there really wasn't that much action in this episode and there really wasn't that much narrative in this episode either. Lore was crazy, storytelling was crazy, but the narrative really wasn't there. The dialogue was a little bit not there either. But you know, there really couldn't be. The dialogue went crazy once it got to the second part. You know what I mean? I think I would give like the first half of this episode an 8, and then I'd give the second half of this episode a 9. So I have to like meet in the middle and give it like a 8.7 because I actually like it a little bit more than an 8.5. So that's kind of how I've deducted that a little bit because, you know, again, the storytelling and narrative and dialogue in every other episode have been at a 10. Like, I think episode 1, 2, and 3 are all 10s across the board, but this episode is definitely not as strong as those previous episodes, but it still is really good in its own right. You know, it's not bad in any way. It's just those first 3 episodes were literally banger after banger after banger. And this one was good too. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I feel. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, you start with 3 bangers, you got to come off that high horse. And I think we took a really good step back. And we didn't even get off of the horse. We didn't even get off the horse. We just stopped going for a little bit. And we didn't even stop we didn't even stop completely. We just stopped galloping and started trotting. You know what I mean? And I feel like we're going to get right back to that full gallop in the next episode. And even if we don't, that's okay still, because this season has been so fire, so good. I have no idea what could happen next. I have no idea what's in store next, but I know that I'm excited to get into it for whatever it is. My guy Terrell says 8.5 out of 10. Kevin says 6.75 out of 10. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. So I can understand how some people could rate it low, especially with this episode again being more of that quote unquote filler type episode and not having again as strong of that narrative that's being driven from one point to the next. This definitely was more of that fun vibe. We didn't even get to see the X-Men too much in this episode. Definitely more of centered on Jubilee, her new boo, and then Storm and her new boo. You know what I'm saying? Like those were the main focuses of this episode, and I think that's perfectly fine, giving us that break to breathe, especially with how grotesquely masterful last week's episode was. You know what I mean? Like the last episode was crazy. Again, it's so hard to compare to those first three episodes because they were banger after banger after banger. Like, you know what I mean? Like those first three were insane. And then this episode, we go into it, and I feel like whenever we see Mojo, we know we're in for some filler. You know what I mean? Like my guy Mojo equals filler almost every time. But you're gonna have that. You're gonna have some fun. You're gonna see some of the. You're gonna see some cameos. You're gonna get some dope moments, and I thought we were gonna get some more dope moments than we got. So that's kind of why that made me a little sad, because once they started with that moment with Blob, you know what I mean, from season 1 where they're helping the mutants escape from Genosha, I was like, oh, we're about to cook with the scenes that we're gonna see. But they kind of just showed us generic stuff after that. Not generic, but you know what I mean, like. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they showed the impactful moments that matched that impactful moment necessarily. But again, that could be that's my own vice of like kind of going to my head and wanting something different. And that's why I didn't rate it. It's not like I rate it low because of that. It's just like, that definitely it was like, oh man, okay, all right, well, cool. Like this is weird that we're doing this. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it started to feel a little bit. But I'm excited that we got to see Sunspot, bro, whatever his name is. I'm happy we got to see him kind of come to grips with his powers a little bit more and be more willing to kind of protect Jubilee. It was actually awesome to see Joel Delay. I really like seeing Joel Delay. Like that was really dope to see her. I don't know why, but it was lit, and I love that she understood her powers more and was like doing destructo discs, and then they did like a destructo disc, like they did a double destructo disc that then turned into like a galactic spirit bomb. Like I don't even know, but that was freaking dope. Like I really like how that looked. All of that stuff was really cool, and I wish we actually got to see a little bit more of it, But in their own way, they power crept Jubilee and Sunspot in this episode, you know what I mean? And I also think they hinted at their powers going hand in hand a little bit with that kiss at the end, and then having it seem like it was his sun energy going up with her, her other energy, and then kind of like mixing together. So I can appreciate it, but this one was definitely a filler episode compared to the main story. Yeah, exactly. And that's really what I mean. Like, this definitely deviated from the main story, at least for the first half. You got me in the first half. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But once we got to the end there, it definitely felt better. It rocked better. It worked better to kind of get back to that main storyline while we're also kind of handling this over here. Now we know that Jubilee is an adult. That may not matter now, but it will come into fruition in the future because she's 18 now. That means she gets to make her own decisions. If something happens, it's all on her, not the parents, not this, da, 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 da. You know what I mean? So that doesn't matter too much right now, but I do feel that will be a plot point later on in this season and or in the next season. I'm not sure, but that's just kind of how I'm feeling, So I'm excited to see where all of that could lead to. I want to see Jubilee level up. I love seeing Jodie and Jubilee like kind of rocking together. Um, my reasoning behind the slightly lower score is the first half. I completely understand. I completely understand, Kevin. I'm not gonna lie. I understand completely, KC. You feel me? When it comes to this, it has a lot of anime influences, and I like it. I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, she dead ass did a destructo disc into a spirit bomb. I don't think that was by accident. They're leaning into more Jubilee's hidden potential, like in the comics in this show. Yeah. And we need to see a little bit more of that because up until this point, I mean, for the last what 6 seasons, she's just been throwing firecrackers everywhere. So I'm juiced to see her kind of grow up and kind of have a little bit more strength and be able to allowing us to dive a little bit deeper into who she is as a character as well. I think that would be real. I think that'll be dope to be able to do because we don't know too much about Jubilee and her power set as set in this show, as said in this show. We're not sure yet. So being able to check that out will definitely be more beneficial to everybody. Everybody. Low key tweaking, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I think we're at a good point. Last week's episode was freaking insane. So this week's episode, we definitely needed that palate cleanser, so to speak, just because of how heavy everything has been on our shoulders, man. I mean, like we lost the professor, we come back, professor's still gone. You know what I mean? Like it's just bruh, like like it's just no chill. Professor gone, and then what's the next thing that happened? Magneto taking over, and then what's the next thing that happened? Doom, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom. Oh, and don't forget, Gene ain't Gene. Like, bro, oh my god, it's just so much. It's just so much stuff going on. So, oh Jesus. So I'm pumped to see where all of those different storylines and all those different strings lead to. I got that song drop, my guy, old school. Yes, sir. That's right. But man, I loved that episode. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm happy that it wasn't too heavy because I don't know if I would have been able to handle that heaviness of an episode tonight. It was one of those things. Another thing is that we're only getting 10 episodes for this first season, so there's not much room for error or filler. Uh, wow, that's more than I thought we were getting. I thought we were only getting 8 episodes, so that's actually even more banger. That means we're not even at the halfway point. We're not even at the halfway point, and we only had 1 episode of filler. That's actually a really good ratio so far. And this episode really wasn't even filler because of all the stuff that we got with Storm at the end too. So it's not we did get a little bit of filler. We got a little bit of filler and a little bit of not filler, and it works really good in this episode. And that's why I think I'm gonna stick to that 8.75 as well, just because it works so hard. The last 3 episodes is a 3-parter. I don't know if I think it was just a 2-part and then the third, right? It was like the first 2 episodes. I think those were a 2-parter, or was it part 3? I can't remember. Oh no. This was actually the first 2-part episode that we've had this season so far. We just got the 2 episodes dropped at the same time. Yeah. And this episode was 3 minutes shorter. Oh, excuse me. This episode was 3 minutes shorter, so that works. It didn't feel like I don't feel like that 3 minutes was wasted anywhere. Next week, we're going to start off with whatever was going on with Storm and possibly be back with Jean and stuff too. So, oh no, you know what we're going to do next episode? We're going to be with Bishop in the future. Yeah, we're going to be with Bishop in the future, and we're probably going to be with Storm. Ah, wow, that'll be awesome. I'm actually so here for that. Let me check TV time real quick and see what next week's episode is called. Next week's episode is called Remember It. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, you guys. Whoa, this is insane, actually. Next week's episode is not the continuation of today's episode. Next week's episode is not the continuation of Life Death. Next week's episode is titled Remember It, so that will probably be focused on the stuff I was talking about with Bishop, and then episode 6 is actually part 2 of Life Death. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know why they chose to do that. So Life Death Part 1 today, and then Life Death Part 2 will not be next week, but it'll be the week after. And then we finished off the show with a 3-parter. Wow. That's actually insane. So next week, Remember It. After that, Life Death Part 2, and then Bright Eyes. And then after that, we go into the Tolerance is Extinction 3-part finale. Wow. That's actually major heat cooking right there. Tolerance is Extinction is the name of the future episodes that I was talking about. What? Oh, okay. So the last 3 episodes, you didn't mean the last 3 episodes that we watched. You meant the last 3 episodes of the season. I got you. Yeah, yeah. The season ends with a 3-part episode as well, which is actually crazy. It felt like a mini episode followed by a mini part 1. Yeah, exactly. And then that mini part 1 we ain't even gonna get for another week. So that's interesting. I'm not mad at that. I'm a little mad at it, but I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? I'm a little mad at it, but I'm not mad at it. They also teased a while back before the show came out that Cyclops and Cable will have a big story arc in an episode together. Makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense because they're going to do what they already did again, you know? Because that's how it was with Cyclops and his dad. Like, they didn't know that they was father and son necessarily. And I think they might do that same type of vibe with Cable and his dad, which is Cyclops. Yeah, this is what I think I definitely agree with. The stories are happening parallel to each other. Like, things are happening one after another. It's not like, oh, yeah, I feel you completely. I feel you completely. There is a linear story fashion happening here. Like, it is linear until it won't be when we start doing time travel stuff. But the story is still linear even when we get into this time travel stuff. You know, we don't really skip steps with the story. It's not like, oh, all we care about is what's going on with Jean and Cyclops, so that's all we're gonna focus on. No, there's still everything else going on at the same time. I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. And I like it. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I like today's episode. It felt good. It felt fun. It felt fun. For real. Main that's the biggest thing is it felt fun. It was like, oh, this is awesome. Like it felt like we were in the room that they were using to promote the game. I mean, this show. You know what I mean? Like when promoting this show, they always use like that 90s room for a lot of different things. And it felt like we were in that room and then we started playing a game that was in that room. You know? Like the nostalgia was crazy. Yeah, the nostalgia factor was insane. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. Yeah. Uh but with next week's episode titled Remember It. Oh wait, we even have the freaking I even have the blurb for next week's episode. Oh, okay. Next week's episode is gonna be lit. So next week we're going back to the UN and we're doing all the Genosha stuff. All right. As Genosha prepares to join the UN, select members of the team head to the island nation to be honorees. Back at the mansion, a behind the scenes press event risks airing the X Men's dirty laundry. Oh, I dig that. I'm here. For a revival, it's pretty good so far. You can tell that a lot of love went into this show. A ton of love, yo. A ton of love. I couldn't agree more. I like the slap. Forge moving too quick with I love you. Bro, I thought he was spitting crazy bars, bro. Like he thought he was spitting crazy bars. And to be fair, he did have a little bit of ism there, but dropping the I love you after saying all that other shit was crazy. He should have kept the ism flowing. The word Genosha just gives me chills, man. Nothing good came from there. Yeah, facts. And yo, now that the UN is going to be, actually viewing it, like adding it to the UN, like that, like, come on, yo, adding Genosha to the United Nations, there's definitely nothing but bad coming from that. Also wondering when will Nightcrawler show up? Good question. That actually might have to do something with what's going on in the next part. That might be something that they bring up about our boy NC. Cause Nightcrawler, Rogue, right? Isn't it Nightcrawler and Rogue that are like brother and sister, raised by Mystique? So that might be something that comes out in the next week's episode as the dirty laundry that's trying to get aired out. Like, yo, you actually related to this crazy person? But I mean, Magneto was out here rocking too, so I don't know if that would matter too much versus Magneto being the leader of the X Men. I don't know if Mystique being your mama matters. When your leader is Magneto. Man's pulled the Ultron. You know what I mean, with the planet type of vibe. But I guess his plan wasn't to crash it into Earth, though. So, difference. Yeah, man. I'm actually super pleased with today's episode yet again. I hope you guys are too. Let me know all your thoughts, theories, and opinions as to what might happen in next week's episode titled Remember It. Drop all the little Easter eggs and things that you saw that I may not have as well. If you're watching this back on the replay, I definitely appreciate you. You're awesome, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Tomorrow we will be doing book club. We're going to be starting that back up and continuing with the Wheel of Time, going into book 2 for The Great Hunt, Robert Jordan. That's going to be a blast from the past. We're also going to be continuing our Invincible watch party. I am an episode behind, and I think actually tomorrow is the finale. So I'm going to actually have to watch that episode. We might do it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to jump into that and see what's popping there. And yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their day. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us at Marvel Bros to save the day with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can also follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to save the day with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I'm partaking in at that particular time. Check out the weekly podcast wherever you check your podcasts out at. We're going to have stuff going on there, popping up there. It's going to be a full-blown vibe. And then you should already know, like I said, check out the TikToks, man. If you ain't checking out the TikToks already, you need to, because that's where all the information be going. We be making TikToks all the time about a whole bunch of different stuff. So go ahead on over there and show some love. I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope to see you guys on the next episode of Marvel Bros. And as I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior.
If you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan.
Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties.
We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update,
And on today's pop culture news update,
on today's pop culture news update,